Number one, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh,
Oh
I'm
my
pulling it
gosh,
up.
what's
Look at
going
this.
on? What's going on in the video here? What is
Sharing the
this?
screen. So where are you going? Give me.
All right, don't show too much. Go back to
Okay.
the top. All right, we got Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence. First, I made a Bill Belichick joke. Remember last year when he was sitting with his dog was sitting in for him at the draft?
Weird, yeah.
All right, so we did include that. Okay. Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence. Last time they took a quarterback this high. This is an amazing interface. If you're watching us right now, I hope
Everybody's
you are.
loving this.
Mike's got double box, triple box. He's got the blog up. We got images. This is sick. Okay, this is our new format going forward. Trevor Lawrence, don't keep us on there. We're good looking too.
We're here.
Trevor Lawrence going to Jacksonville. Of course, Urban Meyer came out of retirement to coach Lawrence. The last time they took a quarterback, he was a big drinker. Blake Bortles ran Jacksonville Beach bar scene. I've talked to sources there where he would black out on Friday nights, play a game on Sunday. That's a real thing, not a rumor or anything. So now they're going with Trevor Lawrence, who's very clean cut, just got married. So I think he's going to be a different kind of quarterback for the Jags. Number two,
wait, hold on, real quick.
Okay,
real quick. I just want to stop there.
Yeah.
Do you think the Jags deserve to be a good team? Like if Trevor Lawrence is good and Urban Meyer is a good coach in the NFL and can get this team to a playoff team and technically maybe win a Super Bowl, like Florida's just thriving right now. Do they deserve this? Like, I don't know if Jacksonville deserves to be this team.
Well, the Jets certainly don't deserve it. And the Jets nearly lost a game. Remember, they won a game that they shouldn't have won probably. Was that the Raiders beat them on something else? Or they beat the Raiders? Something happened with that Raiders Hail Mary. I
think they might have beat the Raiders. But then it was like, in a way, looking back, was this a calling card? So what's his name could go to the Panthers? What's his guy?
Sam Darnold.
Darnold. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the Jets should have been number one. They blew it, and now they're not going to get Trevor Lawrence. The Jags, they've picked up high before. Like I said, with Bortles, they ruined that pick, so maybe they'll get Lawrence right. Okay, let's go down to number two. You got to show the picture because the guy's just good looking. Zach Wilson, he's going to be the new Jets quarterback. He's a good looking guy. He could leave football to be an actor at some point. A lot of people say he looks like a Disney star. He's definitely going number two. I wanted to share this.
What was that meme? Didn't somebody share a meme where it's like, it looks like Zach Wilson playing Zach Wilson in a Disney movie or something? Like it looks like
he should be in High School Musical, right?
Yes.
So I wanted to share this theory, and I wrote about it with Zach Wilson, and we can just keep that up for a second. Colin Cowherd has this theory on quarterbacks, and basically he says quarterbacks who play college football on the West Coast and then are drafted by an East Coast team, and when they struggle, they fall apart because their family and friends are on a 3-hour time zone difference, and you can't call them to talk to your mom or dad after a bad game because they're living different lives on different schedules. So all that is to say, Zach Wilson is going to college at BYU, now going to the New York Jets, just like Sam Darnold was at USC and then went to the Jets. I'm calling bullshit on Cowherd's theory, and I think Wilson will succeed with the Jets. I think his theory is full of shit. You and me are on different time zones, and we've never had a problem communicating. I've never been depressed because I couldn't talk to you.
Well, no, you haven't. But it is. We will say the standard for deciding times is West Coast. I'm always like 3:00. Like we never guess like what.
That's a concession I've made for you 10 years ago.
Yeah. Just because you're always you're traveling a lot, so as long as we have one time zone we're sticking to. I also like that Cowherd. This is what happens when you talk to yourself for 3 hours. You come up with weird conspiracy theories like that. But I do love that one.
He is a theory-based guy, so that's Colin Cowherd for you. I think Wilson will do okay in New York. It's all decided. We know Lawrence, Wilson are 1-2. The draft starts at 3. Let's scroll down. Let's see it. That's right. Justin Fields. Don't scroll down too much. Okay. Justin Fields. Okay. So the Niners traded up for Fields or for a quarterback rather, and we don't know. Is it Mac Jones? Is it Trey Lance? Is it Justin Fields? It could go either way. Mac Jones is a betting favorite. People say the Alabama quarterback will work with Kyle Shanahan. Some people are saying Kyle Shanahan's a racist. He only wants to work with white quarterbacks. That's a theory that's being floated out there.
A lot of random theories today.
Here's what I want you to think back to, Mike. Okay. Your favorite quarterback of the last few years is probably Robert Griffin III, right?
Russell Wilson. Not why RG3? What the?
You loved RG3 when he came out of college, did you not?
Hold on. First of all, RG3 was what 2012 or something. It's like 9 years ago. Yeah. So when he was coming out, I did love RG3. I was all
his offensive coordinator. Okay, let me tell this story. Was
I
Kyle
didn't know where
Shanahan?
You're going with this.
I know I put you on the spot. So Kyle Shanahan is the San Francisco 49ers head coach. He's calling the shots, not GM John Lynch. I think he's smoke screening with Mac Jones. Wants everyone to think he's taking Mac Jones. He's going to take Justin Fields to do the RG3 offense, run, pass, do it all with the Niners. That's my pick.
So what do you do with Garoppolo? Do you not trade him during the draft? Because that contract, I mean, you got to do something. Do you do like a Alex Smith, Mahomes kind of deal, keep him there for a year and then move on?
I think so. I think so, absolutely. But we'll see. We'll see. I think Garoppolo could be traded draft night. I think he stays this year, and then Fields moves in the following year. We're not going through it all because we need people to go click on it. But let's go through 6 with the group.
We could go deeper too if you want. Do we want to go like a little deeper, like some?
Well, I kind of want people to go click on it. I don't want to give them all away.
Oh, we're not going to give it away. I would say a very small percentage is actually watching this, but we could go deep. Who are my boys Seattle taking? I want to ask you.
We'll get to Seattle. Well, they don't have a first round pick, so they're irrelevant. Let's talk about the Falcons. The Falcons for a second. Okay. The Falcons have a big decision to make at number 4. This is one of the most intriguing spots in the draft, Mike, and it's going to come in the first hour once the draft starts. So I need you locked in on it. The Falcons have a new head coach, Arthur Smith. Where'd it go?
I'm pulling him up. I wanted to see who Kyle Pitts is.
Give us a highlight video while we're there. Kyle Pitts, you jumped me a little, but Kyle Pitts is an amazing tight end from Florida. Now, the option for the Falcons, now we're watching ads. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, we're getting ads. We're going to go back.
If you're just listening to this, which 90% of people are, they're going to have no idea why we're reacting like this.
Go ahead.
The Falcons have a decision. The Falcons have a decision to make at the quarterback position with the new head coach, Arthur Smith. They can stick with Matt Ryan for 2 more years where he's under contract, or start the clock now and draft a quarterback. They could go quarterback. They could trade out to a team like the Broncos or the Patriots who need a quarterback, or the most likely scenario, and the one that J-Dog thinks will happen, they draft Kyle Pitts, a physical freak at tight end. There's no doubt, Mike, he's the next Travis Kelce, the next George Kittle. He will help Matt Ryan. Imagine Matt Ryan in his fading years having Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts. You could succeed in that offense. That's why I think the Falcons go that route.
So why are they so stuck on Matt Ryan? It doesn't make any sense. I actually, since we're here and people can maybe see the screen, how old is Matt Ryan?
This has turned into something else. I don't hate it, but
35 years old. I think it's like, all right, I'm 34. I still feel pretty good. Right? How old are you, Jeremy?
No, you don't. You complain a lot.
I do complain a lot. I do.
I'm 32 and I don't always feel good.
I just don't understand why they're keeping Matt Ryan, but let's say, okay, they're going to keep him. Is this a guy that I need to draft in fantasy? Is this a guy that's going to be the new Gronk?
Gosh, absolutely. He's a top tight end. If you're in a keeper league, which I think you are, you're going to want Kyle Pitts, no matter where he goes. I hope he goes to the Dolphins, but I think he's going to go at number 4 to the Falcons.
Okay.
The Bengals are next at number 5.
We want to do Bengals. Okay.
We'll go through a few more. The Bengals at 5, Mike, they have another decision to make. Do they go offensive line, protect Joe Burrow? He tore his ACL last year. It's the worst injury you can have in football. I think they should go offensive line. But here's the thing about Joe Burrow. He had an insane season with Jamar Chase. Look at the stat line for Jamar Chase. That's one season of stats in 2019. 84 catches, 1,780 yards, and 20 touchdowns. That was in one season of college football. They don't even play 16 games, Mike. They play like 13 games in a national championship. LSU won the championship. Burrow was throwing him all those passes. You got to do Burrow Chase and run it back. Okay. It's the only way. Also, LSU Tigers, Cincinnati Bengals are Tigers. It just makes too much sense.
That just makes too much sense. Now, if we will know if Joe Burrow has enough leverage inside the organization to push this through, right? Because they're probably asking like, hey, your boys come in. You guys can play together, have really good chemistry. Where's AJ Green these days? Is he still playing?
He's in Arizona. I don't know why he got a contract, but he got like $10 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Arizona's really going for it. That's going to hurt my boy Hopkins out there because that's my keeper.
They're trying to trade up for a receiver. That's a tip that I did not include in my mock draft. The Cardinals pick like 16th in this draft. They're trying to move up in the top 10 for Jalen Waddle or Kyle Pitts.
Interesting.
They're trying to help Kyler as much as they can.
Well, I'm interested to see the draft because if Burrow has that push or pull in the facility there, like he can talk to the coach or talk to the GM and like, I need this guy here to play with me, then it'll be interesting. But if not, where do they go if they don't go this route? Like, is there another?
It's offensive line. Yeah, it's Penei Sewell, offensive line tackle. Right now in my draft, he's going a little bit later, probably to the Panthers. Could go to the Lions. We'll see what happens there. I think they need to match up. I think Burrow is in the draft room on draft night saying we have to draft this guy. I think they do it. Let's talk about number 6 real quick for a second.
Okay. All right.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, are there any draft picks that you think, down like 20th, 27th that are going to pick that you think are going to be kind of studs this year? Because
let's do a random scroll in a second. I want to talk about 6 and 7, then we'll scroll. 6 real quick. The Dolphins pick 6. I think they trade out. If the draft goes like this and Pitts is off the board, they want Kyle Pitts so bad. If he's not there, it's okay. We'll trade back, get more picks. You know who needs a quarterback? The Denver Broncos. Drew Lock is not good, and we all know it. So the Broncos go from 9 to 6. I set up the trade scenario right here. And the idea is Trey Lance is the quarterback. They let Drew Lock play the first few games of the year. If he sucks, you go to Lance. If not, let Locke play out, and then you go to Lance the next year. He's a little bit more of a developmental quarterback. He could be the best quarterback in Denver since Tim Tebow. Just kidding. Everyone's better than Tim Tebow. It's John Elway is who I'm talking about.
I love the cross out. Okay, that's good. Now, did John Elway step back a little from managing fully?
So they might have a good draft finally.
Yeah, because it's weird. It's almost like he was trying to make the same thing happen that happened to him. Like, I'm going to pick the next quarterback. Because how many damn quarterbacks did they have in the last 5 years? They got the heist guy. He was like 7 feet tall. He got like $20 million and walked away, or $100 million. God damn, what was his name? He's
Money
tall.
Heist?
No. He was a really, really tall dude. And he got traded.
The Broncos?
Yes.
Oh, Brock Osweiler. Rest in peace. Jeez.
Yeah.
He's not dead, just his career is.
But he has $100 million because of what John Elway did. He got traded, got more money. It's like, what is this guy doing? I think he had some ego issue where he's like, this is what I have to do. I have to make this team the same it was when I was there or something.
Yeah, and it didn't work. Even though he's a big body, he was a big arm. It should have worked out. Number 7, I've got the Patriots making the move here. I guaranteed it last week. The Patriots are going for a quarterback in the draft. They surrounded their whole entire team with $150 million, $159 million. There it is in the first 6 days of NFL free agency. You don't do that with Cam Newton at quarterback. You do it knowing you're going to have a rookie quarterback on a cheap contract for the next 5 years. It's going to be Mac Jones. Now, could Mac Jones go to San Francisco at 3? Yes. In this scenario, San Francisco takes Justin Fields and Mac Jones falls down. The Patriots grab him at number 7. And it's going to remind a lot of people of Tom Brady. I'm just going to say he's a pocket passer. He's super smart. He's accurate. He's not very good on his feet. He's never going to scramble out. He came from Nick Saban in Alabama, just like Tom Brady came from a big school like Michigan. Mac Jones to New England. It's scary. It's scary because it could be really good for them.
I'm just curious how Cam Newton's going to take it because he is a very emotional guy. You see it all the time on the field. He gets real pouty. I don't know if he's going to like this. He probably thinks this is his shot to do it again. But as we've seen with aging quarterbacks, it usually doesn't get much better, just for Tom Brady, I guess. But most older quarterbacks, it doesn't get any better. So
you're right. And it's not going to get better for Cam Newton. It's all a smokescreen. Cam Newton will be the backup to Mac Jones. All right, I'll let you scroll.
Expensive smokescreen.
Pick a player. Tell me who you want to hear more about.
I mean, it just gets kind of boring, right? Offensive lines, linebackers. Do we got anybody? All right. Well, tell me about this guy. Why are they going after him? I've heard stories about, I don't even know how to say it. I'm not going to butcher his name. The New York Jets are taking this guy, right?
Najee Harris on the Jets. So I've got him going 23rd overall. The Jets have a lot of holes on their team, right? And so they could go in a lot of different directions after the quarterback position. They could go edge, they could go corner, they could go offensive line. The best thing to do with a young quarterback is to get a young running back to take pressure off of him and to run the football. And I think the Jets want to play defense and run the ball with their new head coach, Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator from San Francisco. I think Harris does come off the board in the first round as the first running back, and the Jets could be the team to get him.
Jeremy, how much time did you spend on this mock draft here?
So many hours. I need people to listen to this podcast many times, like listen to it again and again. And I need people to click on it again and again. Just keep refreshing your page when you're on it to make sure it's all worth it in the end.
That was great, Jeremy. So everybody can go check it out. It will be in the description. So you can click directly to the blog. So it's at sportshangover.com, but you can directly click it. We'll also put up a little clip on social.